bow stance is a regular bow stance. Yeah. Generally, if our toe direction very cleared, then it's a regular bow stance. Okay, so we do have a few places the bow stance are not very standard, but most of the time, yes. Okay, so this one you need to have shoulder width arch space. So the footwork actually not only when you're stepping out, easy to make it too narrow. Sometimes it's because your turning toe direction is not enough. So when you're not turning enough, for sure you don't want to step wide enough. So when you turn enough, then it will be easy to make toe direction clear. So single whip, turn your right toe enough. This is one difficult part. Any other question?
When we do this word off, how clear we show word off, or we, how we exactly do this movement. So we show word off and then, or we kind of more close to the, to the body.
All right, that's a good question. Actually, when we are doing this movement, here you finished. Left arm, it's a kind of like a ward-off shape, but more is like a standing up your arm. So this is actually not doing anything yet. No, it's not raising up. It's just a standing up arm. And now you use horizontal energy to deflect opponent's energy coming to you, deflecting me, and strike. After you deflect out your opponent, striking forward. So that's the meaning. So you don't think here is a word of technique to lifting up your opponent. Not yet. It's basically just a standing up. Okay. Any other question? Here actually is one more point about your question. When you are, standing up your left arm, this is the time for you to stepping out. Foot landing ground first, then you can do the deflect. Some people, I think your circle arm before your foot touching ground, you don't have a root. You cannot deflect your opponent. Okay, which is root first, then you can deflect. Okay, question?
Yes, when we do the turn, when do we turn this left foot?
Left foot? Okay. The one of the things, okay, when we turn left foot, it's really depends on your flexibility. Okay, what I want you to do is don't turn. Okay, don't turn, don't turn, don't turn, don't turn. Finish weight. Finish right toe turn in. Then you shift the weight back. That's the time for you to turn. But sometimes, for some people, don't have this flexibility. Then what you should do. Then you should do like this. So because I don't want you at the end your right toe always not turning enough. I would like your right toe facing corner. Okay. So if you cannot turn, you turn. I cannot turn anymore. What are you going to do? You use both feet to make turning. Then your right toe will be easy to face in corner. At this time, your left toe is turning earlier. Okay, so it depends which method you are going to use. Then make the toe turning a little bit different. Okay, so which one I prefer? I prefer you to do the first one because more matched with lower body movements, upper body. Because lower body move left, you show the pulling, and moving right, you show the strike. So if you are shift weight too early, then when you strike, it's too much in the upper body, not enough in the lower body. So coordination, lower body, upper body, is easy when you are shift late. Okay, but however, I still want you my toe to turn enough. So you choose your method.
because when do we form the hook? Do we form it while moving out or move out first?
Okay, so the hook, what's the meaning of the hook? Strike to throat, right? You know, if you strike throat, you should, you know, make hook a little bit early, right? But in the hand form, we are not. Okay, so here I want you to feel, you touch your opponent's arm, and you keep do it. And we want to do is here showing as a pushed, because you touch your opponent, you still push the opponent, and you're showing palm as pushed. And from push, then you do it's like this way to do it. But in the real situation, often we do it, you know, from, because you are going to do the strike, you don't show the push enough. You direct, you strike him back. So because here I still want you to show push your opponent. That's why you don't circle always in the shoulder level. Here is basically shoulder level. And when you come back, what is your palm? About chest level. Because you feel it's pushing, okay, and you go there to make a hook. So which is making hook all the way to the end. So a little bit different than real time situation, but I would like you to show push meaning enough. Which means doesn't matter how you circle, you keep in touch with your opponent. Don't just go and you give feelings disconnect. Okay. Yeah, good question.
I had a question on when you stop turning. It seemed like when you were doing it, it's like turning with the direction of the toe.
Right foot?
Yes.
Right foot, actually, I would like you, you know, if you can turn by first method, you always use heel. But if you can't, you already stop turning, then you have to use ball to make a turn. You have to shift, use ball, both ball to make this turn. Then you know it's easy. You cannot use one heel, one ball. You're going to lose balance. Okay, so this is about the you know, second method of the turning. So generally, I think sometimes your toe direction is not turning enough. So maybe if that method not work, you try the second method. Okay. And also sometimes first method maybe not work with you. You practice the second method. From time to time practice, then the first method is come back. Can be work also. Okay. Any other? Okay. So here I talk a little bit a few things where we are not enough. I mean, where we didn't talk about. So the single whip. Basically, we already talked about footwork and arm movement and how we do the ward off. What's the hook? And the hook, I want you clear. We want you to make a big hook. Wrist bend down, fingertips close together. And when we use, we often it's diagonal because your throat is more in the diagonal. I don't want you to think about it. It can be work, okay? But I also want you to feel the snap feeling, to snap your opponent's throat. That's the single whip, the whip feeling. I want you to have it, okay? And which is at the practice, I want you to be pointed down, don't point diagonal. Okay, so a little bit different than actual time, and because this is then looks good. Okay, this one looks better. Okay, so when you are striking out, I want you to pay attention because often when you're striking out, you're looking forward, but your face is facing diagonal. I would like your face straight, looking forward. Okay, this is the other parts we need to clear. And the body shape, same as ward off left. I need you to pay attention for the right side hip sinking down. I want you to feel you are sitting on the chairs feeling. Then probably you can keep the center one straight. If you're too much pay attention on the left, then you very easy lean the torso too much forward. I want you balanced two-sided enough. And don't forget chest. Always have to be synced. If you cannot sync in chest, you cannot relax your waist. So the body shape, they are connected with each other. So if you can sync in chest, you know your waist is relaxed. Okay, so this is about the single way.